So here we are guys, another week, another story about a game selling way less than expected.
Yeah, Dishonored 2 is the latest in a series of games to sell like ass.
Launch sales of Bethesda's latest sneak and stab 'em up are down 38% on the original Dishonored according to UK data company ChartTrack. It's got an all-time player peak of 22,303 on Steam, putting it at an all-time high of just 20th on the Steam most played list, according to GitHype.com. And if all this sounds like we're repeating ourselves, we kind of are.
Yeah, if all this sounds like we're repeating ourselves, we kind of... Last week we reported that sales of COD Infinite Warfare were down by almost 50% on last year's installment, and the week before that it emerged that Titanfall 2 had been a total flop at launch as well. Oh my god, is this the end of video games?
Well no, it's just that each of these games has got their own set of problems.
That was a bit like the no.
It was too no-y, to the no.
Yeah.
The less
Too
you know.
shit in other words.
Titanfall 2 actually landed in the worst possible spot on the calendar for a first-person shooter, right smack bang in between COD Infinite Warfare and EA's own Battlefield 1. So despite being a very good game by all accounts, it's got trampled by its bigger brothers. Infinite Warfare's sales slump is a similar story. It arrived hot on the heels of two fairly similar FPS games and, importantly, the 12th COD game in as many years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that franchise fatigue for Call of Duty is finally starting to kick in.
Maybe people are just sick of sequels. There's this endless conveyor belt of the same types of games being churned out. People are looking more to indie games. That's what I think anyway. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.
In Dishonored 2's case, it's a bit different. It's not an FPS, and it's actually quite a unique game, most similar to something like Thief or Deus Ex. And despite it being an excellent game in the eyes of reviewers at least, it is drowning in problems. Firstly, Bethesda did not give review copies, and that could have done some damage. And despite making some of the most beloved games in recent history, this company is well known for putting out buggy, poorly optimised and unfinished games. And having very recently taken the stance that they will not give out review copies before release in future, consumers now have no way of knowing how good their games are, or even if they work properly. It's hard as a consumer to put your cash down on something if you're not sure of its quality.
Bethesda are defending their decision using Doom. They did not give out review copies ahead of its release earlier this year, but it eventually garnered really strong reviews and it sold pretty well. Maybe the poor sales of Dishonored will make them think twice about their new, frankly, pretty anti-consumer policy. Another important fact to consider, Dishonored 2 is the latest in a long line of games to perform like shite on the PC. It's really struggling to deliver a decent frame rate on even the biggest, baddest PCs around.
A lot of people will just point to the fact that this is a Bethesda game and so shouldn't come as a surprise. Even the remastered version of SKYRIM, which arrived last month just some 5 years after the original, included tons of bugs and glitches that were carried over from the lesser 2011 version. But it's frankly a little bit embarrassing for Bethesda at this point that the community actually expects their games to be bug-ridden lag factories, so much so to the point that they use it as a defence for the company.
Well, it's a Bethesda game, what do you expect?
Yeah, well, f*** that. I expect it to work, I expect it to be fun, I expect to get what I paid for. Video games need to be ready on release date, and they need to be ready on every platform. It's just not good enough to crap them out and then stitch them up later. It's a good, solid Bethesda impression. What are you doing? Making Dishonored.
It is a shame that Dishonored 2 isn't quite selling as well, because all told, it's actually quite a good game.
So have you had a chance to pick up this game for yourself? If so, let us know what you think of it down in the comments, and remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. See you around.